Brian Powell of I Run Far here with Matt Daniels before the 2019 TNF 50. How you doing, Matt?
I'm good. How are you?
All right.
Good.
You were scheduled to be here last year, correct?
I was. Yeah, it was going to be round 2, hopefully.
Yeah. Last year you'd run all of 2 ultras,
Right.
heading into what would have been last year's race. And in the years since, you've run 4 ultras at least, including Black Canyon 100K and Western States. So you've quintupled your ultra running experience.
Yeah, it was on a fast progression for sure.
Yeah. What have you learned over this past year?
Oh gosh, so much. I think the biggest part of it is I'm working with David Roach this past year, and he's helped really just kind of calm me down and hone me in and look at the bigger picture. Ultra running. To do it right, it's going to be a 3, 4, 5 year long plan. And, before I wanted to have instant success, and that's just not how it works.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe some people.
But you kind of have had instant, but
I think, we've really kind of actually held back a lot. I think there's a lot more to show, and hopefully over these coming years, that's kind of where we'll go.
Some good initial successes, but you can see an even brighter future.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, this year has been great. I mean, you won Black Canyon. You were 4th at Western States in your second race over 50K. So
yeah, it was kind of a shock to me actually. I'm just going out and enjoying it and using the fitness that I do have, and not putting any pressure on myself. And the results have kind of just come to be what they are.
Yeah.
So
did you have any lessons come out of Western States or any surprises?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was recovery. 100 miles is so different than trying to recover from a 50K or even a 100K. I felt okay, physically, and I was all amped up after, being 4th place and everything. I wanted to get out there and go race in Europe, and I went out to Sierras and all, and I think, really quickly, 2 or 3 miles into that race, realized, I need to recover a little longer. So took a step back for about a month, and just ran easy and didn't do a whole lot of hard workouts or anything. And it's proven to, I feel good now a few months later and kind of ready to get going again.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I think you'll find that if you choose to do more hundreds, the recovery kind of goes a little easier.
And it was kind of that way. I remember when I first did my first 50K, I was like, how do people do this? And it took a good long while to recover, and now, that's changed. So.
Yeah, I think you did you do one pretty recently, or?
Yeah, I did. Well, I went out and did a 30K.
30K, okay.
So yeah, it was like another long run.
And 2 years ago, that probably would have felt
would have destroyed me. Yeah, absolutely.
So you have only raced Sierras now and that, both kind of in that 30K range since Western States. Do you feel fresh and focused for this?
Yeah, really, really fresh. Actually, I've been I was just talking to David. I'm just chomping at the bit to get going again. And I've, ever since Western, I've just wanted to do nothing but longer races. And he's been like, okay, just relax, chill out, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And so just listening to him and putting in the training runs and not getting too far ahead of myself. And it's allowed me to be feeling good and ready to roll this weekend. So.
Did you feel like during Western States you did a good job of, during a single race, not getting ahead of yourself?
I think so. There was a few moments in that race where I probably could have practiced a little bit more patience, and it maybe would have paid off in a few of the later miles, but it was hard to say. The top 3 guys were just running out of their minds, and it's one of those things you don't really know. It was a learning experience, but I think it went well for a debut.
And how do you think about coming into the 50 mile this weekend? A pretty fast 50 mile.
Yeah, it is. You kind of have to look at it as how you would race a 50K. I mean, it's this course especially. There's no breaks. If you spend longer than a minute at an aid station, 30 seconds at an aid station, here you lose 3 or 4 spots. So really just kind of reminding myself it's going to be a grind and not one of those that where if you going to need to test a little bit of your patience early. I think, you always do on courses like this with a lot of vert, but it's also you need to stay engaged and stay in it too, or else.
Yeah. So how do you balance that? Because you have the wheels to run with anybody at the front for the first 20 miles.
Yeah.
But somebody could also go out spectacularly hard and.
Yep, that's tough, especially at this race, because there's a lot of guys that we've never seen run 50 miles too. That I know, like Robbie Simpson, I've raced him a few times in Europe and stuff, and I know what he's capable of. He's never run 50 miles, but he's a smart racer too. And then you have guys like Jared who likes to go out blazing fast. I like to go out blazing fast. So I think knowing your competition and just trying to to be smart about where you are with your own limits and what you can do towards the end of the race as opposed to where you're at the beginning.
It's kind of interesting. A lot of years we show up at the North Face 50, and there's a lot of people that have had really long, really grinding seasons. Like you've done a bunch of races, but it seems tempered, and same with Robbie, and same with Jared, and all these people who go out really aggressively. Yeah. Maybe there's less chance of half of the top guys blowing up. So
yeah, I think so. That's something you always got to be careful with because I remember when I did this 2 years ago, I started this race and I was leading through half marathon, and I was one of the ones that took it out and without the experience, and everybody went with me. And so you also kind of have to watch out for those guys that haven't done the distance before, and they could be, the wild Hayden Hawks, 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. Nobody knew of him, and so things like that you got to be careful of. And
if Anthony Constellas is up there in the front,
exactly,
you could pull it off.
So it's what makes this race so fun and wild is you never know what's going to happen, and you just got to be ready for everything.
Do you feel like if you have that great day that you could end up winning this one?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's a lot of really good guys, and lots going to depend on how nutrition goes and how the early miles go and how the legs are feeling and that sort of thing. But you never know. I'm not ruling anybody out, or definitely not ruling myself out. I think I'm in shape to run really well, and we'll see what happens.
How did nutrition go at both Black Canyon and Western States this year? Because at 50K.
Yeah,
you can kind of get away with
it. So Black Canyon's it was flawless. I didn't have any issues at all. I was getting all my gels and calories down. And then Western, I ate until, everything was going well until about 100K in, and then I don't think I consumed 1 calorie from 100K to the finish, and so that was a learning experience, right? And but I was also kind of in unknown territory at Western at that point of the race too. So. Something I've been working on a lot in workouts, and it's going well now, so we should be good.
It's not a 100-miler on Saturday, and it's also not as hot.
That's true, yeah.
Well, I hope you have a good time out there and enjoy the race.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Take care. Thank you.